Over 60, add this to water to stop sarcopenia and rebuild muscle. Have you noticed that no matter how much water you drink, you still feel weaker with each passing month? Your arms seem slower when you reach for a grocery bag. Your legs feel heavier when you climb a flight of stairs. Even standing up from a chair sometimes takes more effort than it used to. Many of my patients tell me, "Doctor, I'm doing everything right. I stay hydrated, I try to eat well, I even walk every day. So why do I still feel like my strength is slipping away?" I've been working with older adults for more than 30 years, and I can tell you this: what you are experiencing is not just getting older. There is something more specific happening inside the body, and it can be addressed. In fact, a study published in the Journal of Gerontology showed that by the age of 65, up to 30% of adults already experience measurable muscle loss, often without realizing it. That silent decline is what slowly chips away at your balance, your energy, and your independence. But here's the part most people don't hear often enough: you are not powerless against it. That's why I created this channel, to give men and women over 60 simple, science-backed ways to stay strong, mobile, and independent. If that sounds important to you, I invite you to join our growing community of seniors who are determined to stay healthy in spite of age. Go ahead and click subscribe right now, because what I'm about to share with you may be one of the most valuable habits you'll ever learn for your muscles and your future independence. Now let's talk about the real problem. The medical term is sarcopenia. It means the gradual loss of muscle mass and strength as we get older. It doesn't happen overnight. One year you notice that your walks feel shorter. A few years later, carrying groceries feels harder. Before long, even small daily tasks, tying your shoes, climbing into the car, getting up from bed, begin to feel like challenges. This isn't about laziness or not trying hard enough. It's biology. Starting in our 50s, our bodies begin breaking down more muscle than we build. By our 60s and 70s, the process speeds up, unless we take very deliberate action. Sarcopenia is more than just a nuisance. It increases your risk of falls, slows down recovery after illness, and makes you dependent on others sooner than you ever expected. I've seen strong, independent patients lose confidence in a matter of years simply because this muscle loss crept in silently without warning. The good news is, science has shown there are ways to slow and even reverse much of this decline. And in a moment, I'm going to share with you a surprisingly simple addition to your daily water routine that can help your body rebuild strength, support balance, and restore energy, often within just a few short weeks. So what can you actually do about sarcopenia? For years, the standard advice has been the same: eat more protein, exercise regularly, and stay hydrated. And while all of these are important, research has shown they are often not enough for people over 60. The missing link is something most older adults have never even heard of. It's called leucine. Leucine is a natural amino acid. Think of it as one of the building blocks of protein. But it's not just any building block. Scientists have discovered that leucine works like the ignition key for your muscle engine. Without it, your body cannot fully switch on the process of building new muscle, no matter how much protein you eat. Let me give you a picture. Imagine your muscles are like a car engine. Protein is the fuel, exercise is the spark, but leucine is the key in the ignition. Without turning that key, the fuel just sits there, unused. That's exactly what happens in older adults. Even if you eat steak, chicken, or eggs, your muscles don't respond the way they did when you were 30 or 40. The reason is something we call anabolic resistance. Your muscle-building switch has become rusty with age. Now here's where leucine becomes so powerful. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition followed older men and women and found that when leucine levels in the blood reached a certain threshold, their muscles began building new tissue again, even at ages well past 70. In other words, leucine acts like oil on that rusty switch. It makes the signal strong enough for your muscles to hear: start growing again. And the beauty of it is this: you don't need complicated shakes or expensive supplements mixed with dozens of ingredients. Pure leucine can dissolve right into a glass of water. It has no taste, no smell, and no texture. Within 20 to 30 minutes of drinking it, the leucine travels directly to your bloodstream, reaches your muscles, and flips on that master control switch called the mTOR pathway. That's the pathway scientists now recognize as the central command center for muscle growth. I've seen patients who were discouraged because they thought nothing would work anymore. They were already eating protein, walking every day, even lifting light weights, but still losing strength. Once we added leucine to their routine, just a few grams spread through the day, the change was noticeable. They didn't suddenly turn into athletes, of course, but they had more energy for their walks, their balance improved, and everyday activities felt less exhausting. Another fascinating aspect is how leucine interacts with insulin. Insulin is the hormone that helps move nutrients into your cells after you eat. In younger people, even small amounts of protein trigger both insulin and muscle growth. But after 60, that signal weakens. With leucine in the mix, the signal becomes stronger again. In fact, research out of the University of Texas showed that older adults who combined protein with added leucine had nearly double the muscle-building response compared to protein alone. Think about that for a moment. The food you're already eating, your chicken, your eggs, your beans, becomes more effective when your body has enough leucine to use it properly. It's like upgrading your old television to high definition without changing the channel. The content is the same, but suddenly it looks clearer, sharper, more powerful. Now you may be wondering, can't I just get leucine from food? The answer is yes, but it's difficult. Foods like meat, dairy, and soy contain leucine, but the amounts are small. To reach the effective level, most older adults would have to eat more than their digestion can comfortably handle. That's why clinical trials show the best results come from taking leucine separately, dissolved in water on an empty stomach, so it reaches your muscles quickly and without interference. This is not a drug, it's not a stimulant, it's a natural amino acid your body already knows how to use. The only difference is that, after 60, you need more of it, in a form your muscles can absorb right away. And when you give your body that missing signal, remarkable things can begin to happen. Your strength stabilizes, your energy returns, and your independence lasts longer. So how exactly do you use leucine in daily life? This is where the science meets the practical. Over the years, I've guided hundreds of older adults through this routine, and the ones who stick with it often see results within weeks. The optimal daily amount of leucine for someone over 60 is between 3 and 4 grams. That's all. But here's the important part. You don't take it all at once. Your body can only use about 1 to 1.5 grams at a time for muscle building. Any more, and the extra simply gets converted into sugar or fat. So the key is to spread your leucine across the day in 3 small doses. Think of it as turning on your muscle building switch 3 times instead of just once. The first dose should be within 30 minutes of waking. Why? Because your body has been fasting overnight. For 8 to 10 hours, your muscles have been quietly breaking down to provide energy for basic functions. That's why many older adults feel stiff or weak first thing in the morning. A scoop of leucine in water signals your muscles to stop breaking down and start building again. I recommend mixing about 1 gram of leucine powder into 8 to 12 ounces of room temperature water. Stir or shake until it's fully dissolved. It has almost no taste. Drink it on an empty stomach, then wait at least 30 minutes before breakfast. Your second dose should come about 30 minutes before lunch. This is a powerful timing trick. When leucine is already circulating in your blood before you eat, it primes your muscles to take full advantage of the protein in your meal. That means the chicken breast, beans, or eggs you eat at lunch are used more efficiently, with less waste. Patients often tell me that when they add this midday leucine, they feel less sluggish in the afternoon, and their legs don't feel as heavy when they get up from the table. The third dose is best in the late afternoon, around 3 or 4 o'clock. Many older adults notice an energy slump at that time of day. It's also when muscle breakdown naturally increases. By taking your final leucine dose then, you stop that decline before it starts. This timing is especially helpful if you plan to do any activity in the evening, gardening, a walk, or even just preparing dinner, because your muscles will be primed to recover better. Some people ask about taking leucine before bed. It won't harm you, but studies show it's not as effective. At night, your body slows down its muscle-building machinery, so it's far better to use leucine during the day, when you're awake and moving. Linda was 68 when she first sat across from me and said, "Doctor, I'm not fragile. I'm just tired of feeling unsteady." We kept her routine simple. 1 gram of leucine in water within 30 minutes of waking, 1 gram 30 minutes before lunch, and 1 gram around 3:30 p.m., plus a 15-minute walk most days. In the first week, she told me, "My legs don't feel as heavy in the afternoon." By week 3, she could stand from her favorite chair without pushing off the armrest. At week 6, she called after climbing the church steps without stopping. I didn't think about my balance. I just walked. Nothing drastic. No gym memberships. Just 3 small glasses, steady protein, and gentle movement. And if you'd like the same results, here's how to prepare Leucine so it fits easily into your day. Use room temperature or slightly cool water. Very hot water can damage the amino acid structure, and ice-cold water may make it dissolve poorly. Stir for 30 seconds, and you should see clear water with no grit. If you prefer, you can add a squeeze of lemon or a slice of cucumber for flavor, but avoid sugar, fruit juice, or artificial sweeteners. They interfere with how leucine is absorbed. When buying leucine, look for pure L-leucine powder. That L matters because only the L form is active for your muscles. It should be pharmaceutical grade or USP verified. The ingredient list should say just one thing: leucine. No fillers, no artificial colors, no blends with other amino acids. Powder is better than capsules because you need several grams per day, and powder absorbs faster. Plus, you can adjust the dose precisely. For storage, keep it in a cool, dry cabinet. It usually lasts 2 to 3 years if stored properly. Some people prepare all 3 doses in separate bottles each morning, so they don't forget. Leucine is stable in water for many hours, so you can carry it with you if you are out of the house. Consistency is the secret. Leucine works like watering a plant. If you dump a gallon once a week, the plant will survive but not thrive. If you water it a little every day, it flourishes. Your muscles are the same way. Small, steady doses give better results than occasional big ones. So if you're serious about protecting your strength, write this down. 1 gram in water when you wake up, 1 gram before lunch, 1 gram in the late afternoon, 3 times a day, every day. Now you might be wondering, how soon will you notice a difference? That's exactly what we'll explore next. Because when you understand the timeline of change, it becomes easier to stay motivated and consistent. Before I walk you through what to expect in the first days and weeks, let me pause for a moment. If this message so far has been useful, please take a second to click the like button and subscribe. It helps more older adults discover these science-backed tips, and it helps us grow a community of people determined to stay strong and independent no matter their age. Now let's talk about results, because knowing what to expect can keep you motivated. In the first week, most people notice subtle changes. You may feel a little less afternoon fatigue, or you might find that climbing stairs doesn't leave you quite as winded. Some describe it as simply feeling lighter on their feet, even though their actual muscle hasn't grown yet. What's happening is that leucine is improving the efficiency of the muscle you already have. Think of it like tuning up an old car engine. You haven't replaced the parts yet, but it runs smoother. By the second and third weeks, the improvements often become clearer. Researchers call this functional strength. Daily activities start to feel easier. Getting up from a chair may no longer require that extra push from your arms. Carrying grocery bags feels less like a chore. Some even notice they move with more confidence, less fear of losing balance. That's because your muscles are finally responding again to the protein and exercise signals they had been ignoring for years. Between the 4th and 6th week, real rebuilding begins. If you are combining leucine with even modest physical activity, like daily walks, gardening, or a few chair squats, you should start seeing measurable improvements. Patients often tell me, "Doctor, I can go up the stairs without stopping halfway now, or I can walk around the block twice instead of once." This is when the actual new muscle fibers start forming, and it's one of the most encouraging stages. After 2 to 3 months, the difference can feel dramatic. People often say it feels like turning the clock back 5 or even 10 years. They're not running marathons, but they're living more comfortably, with less fear of falling and more energy to enjoy life. Tasks that once drained them, like gardening, tidying the house, or playing with grandchildren, become manageable again. I once had a patient tell me, for the first time in years, I got down on the floor to play with my granddaughter, and I stood back up without needing help. That kind of change is priceless. It's important to remember, though, that progress is rarely a straight line. Some days you will feel strong and steady. Other days you may feel slower or stiffer. That's completely normal. What matters is the long-term pattern, the steady upward climb as your muscles respond to consistent leucine and consistent movement. Think of it like a savings account. Each scoop of leucine, each walk around the block, each meal with protein, it all adds up slowly but powerfully. And here's something many people don't expect. Along the way, you may notice changes in your appetite. Research shows that when your muscles are actively building, your body naturally craves more protein-rich foods. Many people report feeling more satisfied after meals and less drawn to sugary snacks. This is a positive sign. It means your body is finally using food the way it was meant to, channeling energy towards strength rather than storage. So to put it simply, in week 1, you feel lighter. By weeks 2 and 3, daily life feels easier. By weeks 4 to 6, new strength shows itself in real tasks. And by 3 months, many people feel like themselves again, more capable, more confident, more alive. Now, all of this sounds encouraging, but let's be honest, consistency is the challenge. And there are some common mistakes that can block your progress if you're not careful. In the next part, I'll walk you through those mistakes and how to avoid them, so you can get the most out of this simple, powerful habit. Here's the reality. Leucine can be incredibly powerful, but only if you use it correctly. Over the years, I've seen too many older adults give up because they unknowingly made simple mistakes that held them back. Let me walk you through the most common ones, so you can avoid them and stay on track. The first mistake is inconsistency. People often start strong, mixing their leucine water every day for a week or two, but then they skip a dose, then another. Before long, the routine disappears. Remember, leucine works by sending consistent signals to your muscles. It's like watering a garden. If you water once a week, the plants survive, but they don't thrive. If you water a little every day, the garden flourishes. Your muscles need that steady signal. The second mistake is taking too much at once. I've seen people think, if 1 scoop works, 3 scoops must be better. But your muscles can only use so much leucine at a time. Anything extra is wasted, converted into sugar or fat. Worse, it can cause stomach upset. The right way is small doses spread across the day. 3 times, not 1 big gulp. Mistake number 3 is mixing leucine with meals. When you take leucine with a full plate of food, it has to compete with all the other amino acids from your protein. That slows absorption and blunts its effect. The solution is simple. Take leucine water on an empty stomach at least 30 minutes before eating. Think of it as priming your muscles, so when the meal comes, they're ready to use every bit of protein you give them. The fourth mistake is stopping too soon. Many people expect miracles in the first week. When they don't see dramatic changes, they quit. But muscle doesn't rebuild overnight. Even with leucine, the process is gradual. The real gains appear after weeks and months, not days. I tell my patients to commit to at least 3 months before deciding whether it's working. By then, most can feel the difference in strength, balance, and energy. Another mistake is ignoring movement. Leucine can help prevent muscle loss even if you do nothing, but it works far better when you pair it with activity. That doesn't mean heavy gym workouts. It can be as simple as walking, stretching, or light body weight exercises. Think of leucine as the building material and exercise as the blueprint. Without a blueprint, the material just sits there. With even gentle movement, your body knows exactly where to lay down new muscle. Finally, some people forget about hydration. Leucine water should be part of your daily fluids, not a replacement for them. Your muscles and kidneys both work better when you're well hydrated. Aim for at least 8 glasses of water or fluids in total each day. Leucine is only one piece of the hydration puzzle. If you can avoid these pitfalls, skipping doses, taking too much, mixing with meals, quitting too soon, ignoring activity, or neglecting hydration, you'll already be far ahead of the curve. These mistakes are what hold most people back. And the truth is, they're all easy to fix once you know about them. So here's what I want you to remember. Consistency beats intensity. Small, steady actions, day after day, are what bring results. You don't need perfection, you just need persistence. Now that we've cleared up the common mistakes, let's take it one step further. The next question is, how do you get the most out of it? Think of Leucine as the spark. It lights the fire. But to keep the fire burning, you also need good wood and a little air. That's where movement, protein, and hydration come in. They don't replace leucine, but they multiply its effects in ways you can feel every single day. Let's start with movement. After decades of working with older adults, I can tell you that the best exercise program is not a gym membership or a complicated routine. It's simply moving your body in ways that feel safe and repeatable. Walking is one of the most underrated tools we have. A 20-minute stroll after lunch or dinner acts like a pump, driving blood, nutrients, and leucine into your muscles. You don't need to march or push hard, just a steady pace, arms swinging gently, feet rolling heel to toe. That rhythm is enough to keep your muscles engaged and responsive. Chair exercises are another favorite of mine. Stand up and sit down from a sturdy chair as many times as you comfortably can in 30 seconds. This simple move trains your thighs, hips, and core, the exact muscles that protect your independence. Do it right after your afternoon Leucine water, and you're sending your body a very clear message. I am not just fueling strength, I am using it. That combination makes your muscles respond more strongly than either alone. Flexibility and balance deserve attention too. A few minutes of gentle stretching in the morning loosens stiff joints. Tai Chi or light yoga builds balance without strain. These small practices keep your steps confident and reduce the risk of falls. Remember, the goal is not to become an athlete at 70. The goal is to keep moving without fear, to carry groceries without wobbling, to enjoy a walk without worrying about each step. Now let's talk about food. Leucine is powerful, but it works best when your body also has enough protein to build with. After 60, protein becomes non-negotiable. The trick is not to eat a huge steak at dinner and call it done, but to spread protein across the day. A couple of eggs at breakfast, a serving of beans or chicken at lunch, a piece of fish or yogurt at dinner. That steady stream gives your muscles the raw material they need. When you time your Leucine water before lunch or before a light afternoon meal, you're opening the door for that protein to do its job more effectively. Dairy can be an excellent partner here. Cottage cheese, Greek yogurt, or even a small glass of milk not only provide protein, but also contain natural leucine. Pair them with fruit that doesn't spike your blood sugar, like berries or pears, and you have a simple, balanced snack that supports strength. Hydration is another quiet but powerful player. Muscles are nearly 75% water, and every contraction, every repair depends on it. Too many older adults drink less than they realize, leading to fatigue, cramps, or even dizziness. Leucine water counts toward your daily fluids, but don't stop there. Aim for at least 8 glasses of fluids each day. Clear, cool water is best, but herbal teas or diluted broths can help as well. Think of it as oiling the machinery. Without enough water, even the best fuel and spark can't run smoothly. Let me share a story that brings this all together. Margaret was 74 when she came to me. She had stopped gardening because kneeling left her legs sore for days, and climbing the stairs to her bedroom had become something she dreaded. We started small, 3 doses of Leucine water, a short walk after lunch, and a little extra protein at each meal. No dramatic workouts, no complicated plans. After 6 weeks, she returned with a smile. "Doctor, I carried laundry upstairs without stopping, and I planted my tomatoes again." She wasn't chasing youth. She was reclaiming her life, one simple step at a time. That's the point I want to leave you with. Leucine is the spark, but your daily choices, the short walk, the protein at breakfast, the glass of water, the 5 minutes of stretching, those are the wood and air that let the fire grow. None of it requires perfection. What matters is the pattern over time. Consistency is strength. And when you weave Leucine into a lifestyle of steady movement, balanced meals, and good hydration, you are giving your body everything it needs to keep you strong, steady, and independent. As we come to the end of our time together, I want you to pause for a moment and picture yourself 6 months from now. Imagine waking up with steadier legs, climbing the stairs without hesitation, and carrying out your day without that constant fear of weakness holding you back. This isn't a fantasy. It's the natural result when you give your body the simple tools it has been missing. Every glass of Leucine water is more than hydration. It's a daily message to your muscles. Keep building, keep protecting, keep me strong. Combined with small walks, balanced protein, and steady hydration, it becomes a routine that restores independence, balance, and confidence. You're not just maintaining strength, you're investing in a future where you continue doing the things you love, whether that's gardening, walking with friends, or lifting your grandchildren with ease. I've seen too many people believe that age means inevitable decline, but your body is still capable of renewal. It only asks for consistency and care. One scoop, 3 times a day, paired with movement and mindful meals. That's not a burden. That's a gift you give yourself. Now, if this message resonated with you, I'd love for you to join our growing community of older adults who refuse to let age define their strength. Hit the like button, leave me a comment, tell me where you're starting from, and make sure to subscribe so you never miss these simple but powerful steps toward lasting independence. Remember, it's never too late to rebuild. One glass, one day, one choice at a time. Stay strong, stay hopeful, and I'll see you in the next video. Now, if this message resonated with you, I'd love for you to join our growing community of older adults who refuse to let age define their strength. Hit the like button, leave me a comment, tell me where you're starting from, and make sure to subscribe so you never miss these simple but powerful steps toward lasting independence. Remember, it's never too late to rebuild. One glass, one day, one choice at a time. Stay strong, stay hopeful, and I'll see you in the next video.